What's up, everyone? Chance here with Missouri Outdoors. It's November 14th, and it's the second day of Missouri's rifle season, and we are back in the same stand we sat in yesterday. We had some pretty good deer movement most of the day, so I'm looking forward to this morning. Hopefully we get a crack at the Big Ten. I guess Dad shot at him yesterday at about 50 yards and missed him, so at least we're pretty sure he missed him, so hopefully he's still walking around. And if not, we'll try to target something a little bigger or around the same size. But either way, we're gonna kick this morning off. If you haven't yet, make sure to leave me a like for this video and hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. But alright guys, I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna get this morning started. Stay tuned. As you can see, I'm having difficulties with my camera, especially early this morning. The autofocus didn't really want to work for me, and I gotta turn it to manual focus to get it to work this early of a morning with the low light conditions. However, we did get it situated eventually, just barely enough to catch her walking out. Not too bad. We just got set up and had a doe come walking down below us. I had to about walked right by her while I was walking in this morning, because Dad is right over there. Dad's sitting in that blind right over there. That doe had to have walked basically right between us. Not long after the first deer come through, probably about 20 or 30 minutes later, we had a doe come walking down the power line. I just wasn't really ever able to get her on film that well, and she ends up going back into the brush to the right. Well, that's her coming out right now on the right. Well, in the meantime, this spike come walking out and stopped in the middle of the power line and waited for her to come back out. Honestly, thinking back, I should have shot that doe. She did something that a lot of deer don't ever get away with doing to me. But they both come out and feed for quite a little while. Well, she does most of the feeding, I guess, but they ended up sticking around for about 20 or 30 minutes, and the buck basically just stood there most of the time. He eventually comes a little closer, but not really until after she's gone. I don't know. I guess she saw me. But it was about right there that I knew I probably either ought to shoot her or she was gonna probably screw up the morning for me. You can tell she's doing that stomping walk, which they are notorious for right before they blow out of there, causing all kinds of commotion. And I just knew that was what was about to happen. And she gives me plenty of good shot opportunities, I just didn't take them. And then there she goes. Which is funny, because the buck seems totally unfazed by it. He just stands there. And when I say stand there, he continued to stand there for quite a while, actually. It was at least another 3 or 4 minutes. Now, if you look closely at this buck, this is the tall 4-pointer. I have really high hopes for this deer in the future. I think he's going to be a monster. But if you look at him, he has a double throat patch, which we had a buck last year, a fairly nice 7 or 8 pointer that Dad ended up shooting, that had a double throat patch like that. And I'd almost bet money he was his daddy.
That's a pretty nice 7-pointer. Still nothing I'm interested in shooting though. Can't believe he came out here after that doe was blowing like that. Man, if we could get a big buck to do that, oh, that'd be perfect. Right there. Alright, you guys, I just seen a really good buck come down through here. You might be able to see the doe. Hold on. But he's walking right up the fence line toward Dad. I don't know, he comes back, it might be. I don't know if I'd shoot him or not. Depends how good he actually is. I bet he walks right up there, and if Dad sees him, I bet Dad gets him shot. Alright guys, well, it's about 9 o'clock now. I figured I'd go ahead and fill you in on what's happened in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Well, there was that big buck that come across down here pushing that doe up the fence line toward Dad. Well, the doe hung out down there in the power line where I could just barely see her for a little while. And Dad is right here. And Mom is over there. So I figured one of them would eventually get a shot at him. Well, it was like 20 minutes after I saw him, about 15 minutes ago, Dad, well, maybe longer than that, but anyway, Dad shot. Not sure what's up with my audio, but the nice 8 came out for a small period. Just had a doe come across. I don't know if there'll be a buck behind her or not. Got a little spike out. He kinda came a following, but he sure wasn't that quick. Took him about 2 minutes. It's 9:50 right now. Be nice if a big one would come out and stand there like that. Alright guys, well, it's about 10:27 and I just got word from Mom. Well, I saw a deer cross way down there where I can barely see him at. And then I got a message from Mom saying that Dad had walked over to where her blind is, and I guess when he shot earlier, he killed the big 8-pointer. And he says it's the biggest buck he's ever killed, so I'm gonna meet him back at his blind over there at noon, and I'm gonna go help him drag it out, because I guess where it's at, he can't get to, and he'll need help dragging it, so I'm gonna run down there and we're gonna take a look at his buck. But that'll be around noon, so we got like an hour and a half left, and then we'll go down there, do that, and then we'll either sit back where we are or back in his blind, probably one or the other. That deer also went toward Mom, so with any luck, it's a big buck and she'll get to shoot it and they'll both be tagged out. But alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here and I'll keep you guys updated. Here's Dad's buck. Pretty nice deer. I scored him yesterday and he scored 121 and a quarter, I believe. Alright guys, well, we're back in the same stand we set in this morning and yesterday. we went ahead and went in and got Dad's deer, and we made a little bit more noise than I wanted to make right there, so I decided it'd probably be better just to come back and sit here this evening and let that cool down a little while. But yeah, I didn't film when we went in there to get the deer, just because he had already found it, so there was no sense in fake blood trailing it and all that, so. But I'll go ahead and throw up some pictures I took of it. Really nice 8-pointer. We're thinking it's Dad's best deer yet, so I'm sure he's pretty happy with it. I'm glad he got one. I'm not sure Mom may end up going back with Dad this evening, so I may be down here completely alone, I guess, but that's alright. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sit here till dark and see what happens. But alright, I'll catch you when something comes out.
We ended up sitting for quite a while that evening before we ever got to see another deer. And when we did, it was the spike buck that has one side broke halfway up. Well, he comes to the edge, and I mean just tears at this little bitty sapling for what felt like minutes, but wasn't all that long. But I mean, he sure went to town on it. Cute little deer. Hopefully he turns into a big one someday.
A little spike buck. First deer we've seen in the evening. It's about time. I'm starting to wonder if we was ever going to get to see any. Alright guys, well it's about 5:05 and I'm pretty sure I just heard my mom shoot. She reset up down here in the first blind up the power line, and yeah, I just heard her shoot. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely her, for sure. Jesus, Mom. I bet she killed the big 10-pointer. What do you want to bet? But alright. I guess that's cool. I'll have to go down there here at dark and see what happened.
So apparently, a pretty nice 8-pointer comes walking out in front of her, and I don't know if it was the tall grass or what was going on, but she shot him. Well, they found 3 different holes, and she fired 3 different times. They may all not have been in the right location, but she sure ended up getting him, so that's all that matters. And he's a really, really nice buck. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap this video up. I would like to give a special congratulations to both my mom and my dad on really, really nice bucks. I'm really happy for you guys. Don't worry, I'll be getting mine shortly. But alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave me a like down below, share this video out, and hit that subscribe button. It never costs a thing and it's always free. I'd really appreciate it. But alright guys, have a good one.